Vice-Chancellor Schwartz has said that he wants Macquarie University to be in the top 8 research universities in Australia and the top 200 research universities in the world. And he acknowledges that to do that, Macquarie will have to attract and retain the best people. And yet, in terms of pay, Macquarie University ranks behind the University of Sydney, the University of New South Wales, and the University of Western Sydney by a considerable margin. So if you're a B1 lecturer here at Macquarie, you get paid about $230 a fortnight less than you would at Sydney, and about $100 a fortnight less than you would at the University of Western Sydney. And it's very similar in terms of general staff pay as well. And this is despite the significant increases in staff workloads over the previous 3 years and into 2010. So for example, last year alone, there were 2,388 more equivalent full-time students at Macquarie, and yet in terms of full-time equivalent staff, there are only 2.7 more. Not 2.7%, but 2.7 more equivalent full-time staff. So what you have is a situation where basically less than 3 new staff are catering to the needs of 2,388 new students. A huge increase in productivity. It's the only way one can look at it. The Vice-Chancellor has said that because Macquarie doesn't have to pay dividends to shareholders, it's able to do what is fair and what's right, rather than simply doing what's dictated by finances. Now, given that the Vice-Chancellor's own remuneration has increased by 60% over the previous 3 years, and given that the remuneration of his chief executives immediately below him have increased by between 33 and 40%, we think that it's only fair and right that other staff members at Macquarie University should also get a substantial pay rise. So can the university afford this? Yes, it can. The Vice-Chancellor himself has said that Macquarie University's finances are amongst the strongest of any university in Australia, and this is borne out in the figures. Last year we ran a surplus of over $60 million. We have $110 million in cash, $103 million in other investments, and an asset base of $1.75 billion. All of this has led Moody's credit rating agency to give the university a AA2 credit rating, as good as the Commonwealth Bank. We acknowledge that the university cannot afford to give everyone a 60% increase in pay as Professor Schwartz received over the previous 3 years, but we do think it can afford a 7.4% annualised increase in pay. This would take us to parity with the University of Western Sydney, which falls far below Macquarie in league tables of research and teaching, and we think this is what staff here at Macquarie University deserve. Not only is it what they deserve, it's what the university can afford, and it's what we should receive for the work that we've done and the tremendous productivity increases at this university over the past 3 years.